When I was on that stage press conference, I kind of got emotional a little bit. Like, wow, I'm back here again where I started. And just how Stephanie White was speaking so highly of me. Like, I'm like, this is where I need to be at, and this is where I belong. And I'm just so happy to be able to come back and handle some unfinished business.
Remember when Sheryl Swoopes claimed no one wanted to play for the Indiana Fever? Well, that statement didn't age well.
People in the Fever were like, y'all.
That's not my point. There's a lot of other going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some new shit going on around there.
It's a lot. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't want to be here. This is where I want to be.
Natasha Howard just proved her wrong in the best way possible, not only by choosing to sign with the Fever, but also by passionately standing up for Caitlin Clark and her new team.
Really excited to also play with Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Leah Boston, like the player that, that I also say stuff on the court to them when I'm like playing against them. So, but I'm happy that I'm playing with them, not against them no more.
And we're not talking about just any player here. Howard is a 3-time WNBA champion, a former Defensive Player of the Year, and one of the league's few stars who averaged 18 points and 7 rebounds last season. So why would a player of her caliber choose Indiana, and how is she shutting down the critics? Let's break it all down.
Yo, what's up, fans? I'm happy to be a Fever. You see me? You see me with this on? Yeah, I'm back, baby. I'm back where I started. Let's go.
Back in April, doubters couldn't wait to tear Caitlin Clark down. Leading the charge was Sheryl Swoopes, who famously claimed no one wanted to join Clark in Indiana. Well, that narrative just got crushed, and the basketball world is still buzzing over it.
What kind of things do you feel?
I'm not in the locker room.
Okay.
I'm talking about more social media.
Okay. It's a turn. Right? It's a turn, right? It's really a turn of the tides.
Well, Gil, here's my point. The beginning of the year, right?
For months, critics pushed the idea that established WNBA veterans would steer clear of the Fever. They painted a picture of players avoiding the so-called Caitlin Clark circus, the media frenzy, the packed arenas, and the non-stop spotlight. It became the go-to argument for anyone trying to downplay Clark's impact on the league.
3 WNBA MVPs in your career. Would you consider each of those 3 seasons as dominant seasons for yourself?
No.
I can't. Bro, Sheryl Swoopes is willing to lie about her own career before she even admits that Caitlin is done.
But then something happened that no one saw coming. Natasha Howard, a 3-time champion and one of the WNBA's most respected veterans, didn't just sign with Indiana. She chose to return to the very team that drafted her back in 2014, bringing her career full circle.
She's a tremendous, not only tremendous player, but a tremendous person. And what she's done the last 9 years in her career has put her in the elite company of many athletes and many players in this league. So, I want to say thank you to Natasha and to her family for coming back to us. Because when a player returns to a place that drafted them, that's special. And she chose us because she could have gone in.
This wasn't just another signing, it was a statement that completely dismantled the idea that Indiana was an undesirable destination. And Howard made it clear she was thrilled to be back, saying, "I just feel like I'm supposed to be here. I'm happy to be back where I started, and so is my family."
At the end of the day, the way Indiana came at me with everything they promised me and they keeping their promise, they sold me. And I took the bait for it, and I'm happy to be back where I started and also being back with Coach. So, and Kelly, and also Amber as well, bringing her along. It's just a blessing to be back where I started, and also for my family and friends to also see me back where I started at as well. It's just amazing and a grateful feeling to be back in a Indiana Fever jersey.
What makes this even more significant? Howard wasn't forced into this move. She had plenty of options.
It's a good one right there. I'll be back like number 33, the original. Back at it.
Oh, jersey.
Look, the original.
Right, we was with Adidas.
Look at that.
2014, y'all.
2014, right there.
Her return was emotional, too. During her signing, the Fever presented her with her original 2014 jersey, making it clear that this wasn't just about business, it was about coming home.
Steph is always being on my butt about hustling, working hard. Do the little things, because the little things gonna take you a long way. And when I got the minutes that I played my rookie year, I took every advantage of it, and I'm happy to be back next to her playing playing with her and her coaching.
And she wasn't just an afterthought in the Fever's off-season strategy. According to Fever GM Kelly Krauskopf, Howard was their top target from day one, a player they knew could transform the team.
We have the talent, but first of all, we have the people to actually do it. So my thing is, like, I'm happy, like I said, to be a part of this, and also bring the leadership and the desire to, you know, to show the young group what it takes to win a championship. I have 3, so my thing is, like, to show them you can't take no days off in practice. You gotta think, when you practice, it's the way how you play. So my thing is, like, coming in, I'm just gonna show them, like, this is how you work hard. So when you work hard, it's gonna be easy in the game. It won't be as hard. So my thing is just bringing that championship mentality to the locker room.
The Fever's COO, Amber Cox, couldn't hide her excitement either, saying, "People say you should have a one-page resume. Natasha's is several pages long. That's the kind of elite player who just chose to team up with Caitlin Clark."
List of accomplishments are long. People say you should have a one-page resume. Natasha cannot have that. It is several pages. 3-time champion, 2-time All-Star, Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved Player. I mean, again, the list goes on and on and on.
But what truly destroys the critics' narrative is Howard's own words. Instead of avoiding the Fever, she embraced them, saying, "I'm just really honored and blessed to be with a team that appreciates me and wants my light."
It was day one. When I got this job, Kelly and I were on the phone, and we had 2 things on our to-do list: re-sign Kelsey Mitchell and bring back Natasha Howard. We have been focused on this day and this moment since the day we started this.
She also reflected on her growth since her first time with Indiana, saying, "I feel like I've grown a lot as a person and a player. A lot of teams didn't really appreciate me the way they should have. This was more than just a basketball move, it was personal."
The person that's sitting next to me is of high integrity, high class, great teammate. Players in this league love her. So welcoming her back, putting her on the floor with our guards, there's a reason why her nickname is Flash.
And the icing on the cake? Howard and Caitlin Clark are a perfect match on the court. Howard, nicknamed Flash for her speed and transition game, is exactly the kind of target Clark has been missing.
10-point lead now for Mersin. And it's stolen away. Howard leading the charge, hands it away, gets it back. Oh, a one-handed. Oh, 2. A little bit of showboating for Mersin. Gotta love.
Howard thrives in transition, sprinting down the floor, maintaining control, and finishing strong at the rim. Last season, she was one of just a few players to average 18 points and 7 rebounds, proving she's not just good, she's elite.
Season with a minimum of 25 games played, Natasha Howard was one of just 13 players to average 18 points per game. She was one of 16 players to average 7 rebounds per game. And the list of players to average both 18 and 7 last year: short and elite. Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Nafisa Collier, Brittany Griner, and yes, Natasha Howard. Versatility is a major calling.
The Fever struggled last season with a roster that couldn't fully take advantage of Clark's passing brilliance. Too often, potential assists were wasted on teammates who couldn't keep up or finish in traffic. Enter Howard, who has built a career on excelling in those exact situations. And she knows it, too, saying, "I can't wait to run the floor and get those passes."
That, and we haven't yet touched upon what Howard does best: defend. Howard was named Defensive Player of the Year in 2019 and has finished in the top 10 of the Defensive Player of the Year voting 3 times in her career. Howard has averaged at least 1 block and 1 steal per game in each of her last 7 seasons. And that versatility is really what makes her a weapon on defense.
But Howard isn't just an offensive weapon, she's also a defensive powerhouse. Indiana ranked near the bottom defensively last season, but Howard changes that instantly. With a near 7-foot wingspan, she's a defensive nightmare, capable of guarding multiple positions.
Wingspan and 6'2" height allows her to be disruptive defensively around the rim on opposing bigs too. In fact, Howard will enter the 2025 season 25th all-time in blocks in WNBA history.
Her impact goes beyond stats. When Howard rotates to protect the rim, it gives perimeter defenders more confidence to pressure ball handlers. When she jumps passing lanes, she creates fast break opportunities for Clark. And when she directs teammates on defense with her championship experience, the entire team levels up.
Caitlin Clark Flash Show. So it's going to be phenomenal playing with a point guard, like you said, that have a good vision. on the court, because that's like as soon as she gets the ball in her hand, she's throwing it up because she already see the person down the court before she even get the ball in her hand. So that's one thing I love about her vision on the court. I really can't wait to catch all those passes and give her all the assists that she needs.
Howard's nickname, Flash, is no accident. Her quick reactions and ability to appear out of nowhere make her a game changer. Clark's elite passing is only as good as the players receiving the ball, and Howard puts herself in the perfect spots time and time again.
In particular, what do you see from her game during her rookie year, and just what's an excitement level playing with someone like that who has just changed the whole landscape?
She spread the floor by shooting. She could dictate the floor as a point guard. She's an amazing passer, so I can't wait to run the floor and get those passes. Like she just grown just this past season, just like how she take the game day by day, and also just learning from other players and stuff. So I'm just really excited to be a part of this team and also ready to catch her passes.
Now imagine the nightmare for opposing teams. Focus too much on stopping Clark's passing? Howard will dominate inside. Key in on Howard? Clark will find open shooters on the perimeter. It's a pick your poison scenario that could take both players to the next level. Sheryl Swoopes once claimed there was drama in Indiana's locker room. She couldn't have been more wrong. The Fever didn't just add Natasha Howard, they've pulled off one of the most impressive roster transformations in WNBA history. And the results? Well, let's just say Swoopes might want to take back her words right about now.